Hello students, welcome to Read MedPrep Academy channel. Today we are going to discuss about human reproduction part 2. In this part 2 we are going to talk about male reproductive system. Male reproductive system, what are the parts of the male reproductive system? One is testis, the primary reproductive organ. Second is accessory ducts. Third is accessory glands. And the fourth is the external genitalia. Testes are the main primary male sex organs. How are they? They are a pair of ovoid bodies. Where are they? They are in the scrotum. Each testis is covered by a outermost fibrous layer called the tunica albuginea. Inner to that layer of tunica albuginea, there is an inner visceral layer called the tunica vaginalis. Each testis is divided by septa. This septa divides the testis into 200 to 250 lobules. Each lobule contains 2 to 4 highly coiled testicular tubules. These testicular tubules are called seminiferous tubules. These highly convoluted tubules form 80% of the testicular substance. These tubules are the main sites of sperm production. If you take the section of the testis, you can see that the lobules are separated by septa, and the stratified epithelium of the seminiferous tubules is present, which is called the germinal layer, which is responsible for the production of the sperms. There are two types of cells. One is called the Sertoli cells, the other one is called the spermatogenic cells. The Sertoli cells are also called nurse cells, and the spermatogenic cells are called the male germ cells. These spermatogonic cells are responsible for the production of the sperms. The Sertoli cells are elongated and pyramidal in shape. They are called nurse cells. Why? Because they provide nourishment to the sperms from the spermatogonia to the development of the mature sperm. These Sertoli cells secrete a hormone. The hormone is inhibin. Why it is called inhibin? Because it inhibits by the feedback mechanism the pituitary to decrease its secretion, to control the sperm production. The spermatogonic cells, these cells divide meiotically and they differentiate to produce the spermatozoa. When we are going to discuss about spermatogenesis, we will go into detail about this. Spermatogonic cells typically have a round heterochromatic nuclei, whereas Sertoli cells usually have a oval nuclei with a distinct nucleoli. Now let us discuss about the Leydig cells. These cells are present outside the seminiferous tubules. They are present in the soft connective tissue that is surrounding the seminiferous tubules. These Leydig cells are endocrine in nature. These cells secrete androgens. The androgen is testosterone, which is a hormone which is responsible for the initiation of the process of spermatogenesis. In addition to these cells, the Sertoli cells, the Leydig cells, and the spermatogonic cells, there are other immunologically competent cells like the macrophages, macrocytes, etc. The Sertoli cells, they support the spermatogenesis. They are responsible for secretion of inhibin, androgen binding protein and estradiol, whereas Leydig cells are responsible for the production of testosterone. Now, where is the testis? The testis is present in a bag present outside the abdominal cavity. The bag of skin is called the scrotum. Viable sperms cannot be produced at the normal body temperature. So, the scrotum is placed outside the body, outside the abdominal cavity, and the temperature is 2 to 3 degrees lesser than the body, that is around 34 degrees centigrade or 93.2 Fahrenheit, which is lower than the normal internal body temperature. The internal body temperature, we know that it is around 37 degrees centigrade or 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. So, according to this concept, the scrotum acts as a thermoregulator for spermatogenesis. Now, going to the accessory ducts. What are the ducts that are associated with the male reproductive system? One is called the rete testis, the other one is called the vasa efferentia, the other one is the epididymis, and the fourth one is the vas deferens. Let us discuss one by one. What is this rete testis? The seminiferous tubules of each lobule, they converge to form a tubulus rectus. This conveys the sperms to the rete testis. Rete testis is a tubular network that is present on the posterior side of the testis. They convey the sperms to the ducti efferentia or the vasa efferentia. The sperms that leave the rete testis enter the epididymis through the vasa efferentia. What is this epididymis? It is a single highly coiled tube. What is the function of this epididymis? It stores the spermatozoa, and the spermatozoa that are stored, they undergo physiological maturation in the epididymis, and they acquire increased motility and fertilizing capacity in the epididymis. What are the parts of the epididymis? There are three parts. The upper part is called the caput epididymis, the lowest part is called the cauda epididymis, which continues as the vas deferens, and the central part is called the corpus epididymis or the body. Now, what is vas deferens? The epididymis leads to the vas deferens, which initially is highly convoluted, later it becomes straight, and this vas deferens joins the duct of the seminal vesicle, and the seminal vesicle duct and the vasa deferens continue as a single ejaculatory duct, which passes through the prostate and opens into the urethra. What is urethra? It is the terminal portion of the male reproductive system. It is a tube that conveys urine from the urinary bladder and also semen from the testis. Urinary bladder contracts and it ejects the urine during micturition, whereas during copulation the semen from the testis is ejected from the or ejaculated from the urethra. Where does it originate? It originates from the base of the urinary bladder, and it extends through the penis and opens out through the external urethral meatus. What are the parts of the urethra? It is the prostatic urethra, the membranous urethra, the bulbous urethra, and it continues downwards as the penile urethra and opens out through the external urethral meatus. Now let us discuss about the accessory glands. One is the seminal vesicles, which are paired, then the bulbourethral glands, otherwise called the Cowper's glands, and the third is the single prostate gland. Now when we discuss about the seminal vesicles, we must know that they are present below the bladder, in front of the rectum, behind the prostate gland. The seminal vesicle duct joins the vas deferens duct to form the ejaculatory duct and opens into the urethra at a position called verumontanum. The ejaculatory duct opens into the back of the prostatic urethra. The ejaculatory duct, what does it do? It expels the sperms and secretions from the seminal vesicles into the urethra. Seminal vesicles, what is the function of it? It secretes an alkaline fluid. That fluid is called seminal plasma. What does seminal plasma contain? It contains fructose, ascorbic acid, and prostaglandins. The seminal plasma also contains an enzyme. That enzyme is a coagulating enzyme. The name of the enzyme is vesiculase. What is the importance of this enzyme? It enhances the motility of the sperm. Now let us discuss about the bulbourethral glands. Where is it present? It is present below the prostate. What is the function? Their secretions help in the lubrication of the penis during ejaculation. Now what is the prostate? It is a gland that is present below the urinary bladder, present in front of the rectum. It secretes a acidic fluid and it contains citrate and several enzymes. It also contains prostatic specific antigen. Now let us discuss about the semen or the seminal fluid. What is it? It is a milky white fluid that contains the motile sperms that are formed in the testis and the seminal plasma. The seminal plasma is a combination of the fluids that are secreted from the seminal vesicles, prostate gland, and the bulbourethral glands. The seminal fluid acts as a transport medium. It also provides nutrients to the sperms. The seminal fluid also contains chemicals that protect and activate the sperms and facilitate the sperms. Now let us discuss how the sperms are produced and till the ejaculation. We know that the sperms are formed in the testis in the seminiferous tubules. The hormones from the testicles and the pituitary help the sperms to mature, and they travel from the seminiferous tubules through the vasa efferentia, through the vas deferens, by passing through the seminal glands or the ejaculatory duct, and the semen is nourished well with the seminal fluid. As it travels, the prostate also gives its fluid, and the mixed seminal fluid is ejaculated. What is this external genitalia of the male? The external genitalia of the male is the penis. The penis is the copulatory organ. Why it is used? It is used to deposit sperms in the vagina. The penis is made up of a special elastic tissue which is responsible for the erection of the penis to facilitate insemination. It has different parts. The enlarged part that is present in front is called the glans penis. The glans penis is covered by a fold of skin called the prepuce. Behind the glans penis is the shaft of the penis. So today we have discussed about the various male reproductive organs, the internal genitalia and the external genitalia. That's all for today. Kindly subscribe, like, share our channel Read Med Prep Academy. If you have any questions regarding the subject, kindly type your questions in the comment box. We will reply it. Don't forget to log on to www.readmedprepacademy.com. Our Facebook ID is Read Med Prep Academy. Thank you.